Spiderwood does whatever Spiderwood does. Doing a big water change. Every fish in this tank died. That was a few weeks ago. I made a bunch of videos on it. I didn't share it. Jokes! Anyway. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Plants have started growing algae like crazy, which kind of freaks me out. It tells me the light is running too long. I've got the light running for I think 7 hours each day. It's probably too long. I haven't put any food in here because there's no fish to feed. Last week I did capture a whole bunch of little snails, or half a dozen or so, out of the small tank over here. These little snails you can see on the glass. And put them in here. That was a week ago. They're all still alive. They're cruising around now. Hard to see because I've been cleaning the tank, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. Shrimp. It's got aqua soil in it. Get some different plants. Rip these plants out. Just trim them back. Don't know. I think I need to play with that light timer though, because yeah, the algae in here is just going nuts. Anyway, Sunday afternoon, playing with the fish tanks. Basically got a live stream of a guy I follow, particularly relating around fish. Oh, there's one of the snails down there. Hey mate! Hurry up! What? I'm trying to relax here. That's all bubbles, by the way. That's not crap in the water, that's just bubbles. Water's been really clean. Water tests have been coming back perfectly fine. Did a bunch of them yesterday, which was Saturday. Ammonia 0, nitrates are about 10 parts per million, nitrites 0. Did a copper test 0, because I kind of thought maybe I had a water quality issue going on, like when I was filling the tanks. I don't usually put a hose. This is actually a hose straight out from the tap, but there's no fish in here, so I'm not scared about hurting them. I normally just fill up buckets of water and put the water treatment and everything in there. But I did that because I was doing a lot of gravel backing, so I needed the water level to stay up for a while. Yeah, so I kind of thought, because a few weeks ago, I think 3 weeks ago now, I did a water change one day and then lost fish the next day. And I thought, that's weird. Then when I got to the following weekend, I did a water change standard. I usually do 1/3, so I've actually marked the tank right there, that line, that little black dot. That's 1/3 water volume. Standard change that I do weekly, which I've been doing for more than a year. Never had a problem. Like I said, I use buckets of water to fill it up with the water treatment stuff. So I've got this API stress coat. Haven't changed what I've used, haven't changed anything, didn't change any feeding regimes or foods or anything. So anyway, I did this water change a few weeks back on a weekend and got an emergency call out on a Saturday. Didn't get home until really late, and what I forgot to do that day, and it was a hot day, but what I forgot to do was turn the heater back on before I left to go to the call out, because I was in a rush. I was in the middle of a water change, and then got home and late that night, completely forgot about it, and come out the next day and the water was 23 degrees Celsius, which is, what's that, 74 Fahrenheit. And thought, oh shit, so I did another very partial 20 litre water change with some warmer water, try and slowly bring the temp up, turn the heater back on, blah blah blah. Well, 2 days later, the fish started dropping off left, right and centre. And by the end of that week, it's about 2 weeks ago now, everything dead. I had 4 plecos, bristle nose, they're hardy as fish, all dead. Clown loaches dead, pictus catfish dead. Mollies had already died, I had some mollies in there. I guess the only thing I'd be thankful for is that the week before that happened, I actually took all the yellow lab cichlids out and gave them to a mate, because I'd also given him all the fry, because he actually gave me this tank. I built the stand for it, and then he gave me the other little tank over there, so I'm glad they didn't die. Well, still pretty sad that the other fish died, but you get that. The weird thing was, is I started having trouble in this tank over here, because you'd see in earlier videos I'd put a bunch of guppies in here. This tank had snails in it because I still had wet gravel when I got it. All the guppies bar one have died. I've lost 3 half beaks. I've still got one. He's actually pretty cool. He'll try and bite your fingers and stuff. He's a cool little fish. A week ago I lost the other last remaining female guppy who was pregnant. She did spit out 1 baby, which you can see up there. Well, actually, I don't know how many she spat out. There was 2, and then there wasn't 2, there was only 1. This one was still really, really pregnant. She spat her babies out a few days ago, but if you can see it, she's got a big white patch on one side. So she's not happy. I've started treating the tank with a few different things that are supposed to help that. The other half beak died overnight. There was 3 in here a week ago. I lost 1 early in the week, and then I lost another one last night. He was ramming himself ever since I had him, and I've had them for probably near on 6 months. He kept ramming himself into the end of the tank and busted up his beak, so instead of being a half beak, he was basically a no beak. But he's been acting really weird for a while now, breathing really fast and not eating much. Eating but not much. So anyway, then yeah, he gave up last night. I've been treating this tank now for 3 days. I just did a little partial change on it today, 10 litres, just a tiny bit. Once again, tested waters, water parameters are, I can't fault them. So bugger if I know what's going on. The driftwood I've put in here has started putting out. Usual stuff you get off driftwood, but once again, doesn't seem to bother the fish. The shrimp actually get up in there and climb all over it, and the snails and whatnot. Probably be able to see there is a heap of baby guppies in here. So she spat her, over here, she spat her babies out or gave birth, live bearer, a few days ago. And there's tons of babies. I've seen the half beak catch one, I've seen her catch at least 1. So of course, you know, but I don't know, I counted near on 30 at one point. And there's a dozen fire red shrimp in here. Where are you, mate? It's not going to focus. I don't want to touch this thing. Every time I do that, buggers the camera up. G'day, mate. Shrimp seem fine. Heaps of them. Well, heaps. There's a dozen. It's not heaps. Some. Yeah, they seem fine. Buggered if I know what's going wrong. Absolutely buggered if I know what's going wrong. So, water quality, like I said, seems absolutely fine. The plants are doing really well. Shrimp are doing well. Heaps of snails. I don't feed them bugger all. Half a little pinch of these, let me grab this. Ceraflakes, just a tiny little pinch. That's it. And I've got some stuff everywhere here. This is for shrimp food. That's actually locally made. They love it, they go nuts, even the fish go nuts for it. But yeah, anyway, that's enough of that. I've got a tank that I'm doing a major clean-up change, probably rip a heap of plants out on, and start again. What else do you do? If it fails, try again. So yeah, good enough for now. Sunday afternoon. Enjoy. Ta-da, mate. Look at these guys. Baby guppies everywhere.